What's wrong, Ty?
They're playing our song. The one that Alton and I danced to. Rolling with Hopi.
Oh, Ty, don't cry.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God, stop.
Hey, it's Tia, baby. And I am back with another video. So, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for your support, and wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for you and if it wasn't for God. I want to thank you guys because you didn't have to watch my videos. You did not have to click that like button. You didn't have to subscribe. You didn't have to comment, but you did, and I thank you. And I know it sounds cliche because every other YouTuber, celebrity, whatever, says the same thing, but I'm not a celebrity, not even close. I'm just thankful, and that's all I can say right now, but I am. So now, this video is going to be something totally different from what you guys are used to. So, this video is about Brittany Murphy. Now, I know you guys like, Brittany Murphy, that's odd. I didn't think you would be talking about her. Well, I'm going to talk about a lot of people. But her story stood out to me because it was very unusual of what happened to her. I remember the day she died. It was a snowstorm where I was, and I was walking home from the store, and I so happened to look on my phone, and I think it was my phone, or when I went in the house, I either heard it on the news or I looked at it on my phone, and it stated that Brittany Murphy passed away. And I'm like, was shocked, because that was the last person I would think that would happen to us, especially at such a young age. I didn't know she was sick or anything, but yeah, I remember that day. But first we're gonna go back some years from the beginning. So Brittany Murphy was born on November 10th, 1977 in Atlanta, Georgia. She moved, but she was raised in Edison, New Jersey. She moved with her mom to LA as a teen to pursue her career in acting. Her mother sold the house in New Jersey, quit her job, did all that to help her pursue her career in acting. She had that much faith in her, so she took a risk and went forward. So Brittany Murphy is best known in the movies Clueless, Happy Feet, and 8th Mile. And she can really sing, actually. I've heard her sing. Of course she sung in 8th Mile, but I mean not 8th Mile. She may have sung in 8th Mile. I didn't see the whole movie, but I meant to say Happy Feet. And I heard her sing in another movie. I don't remember what movie it was. But if you do, please comment down below and tell me what other movie she sang in. She died in December 20th, I believe, of 2009 at the age of 32. Now, I'm going to get to the nitty gritty. I'm just going to get straight to the point. Because I'm like, she was young. Not saying young people don't get sick. Young people get sick, die young, and get sick. But the way she died, it was like something just told me to talk about her. So, because I wanted to kind of pause with the Selena thing just for a little bit. So, her death was ruled an accident. And it's been ruled an accident by a combination of pneumonia and acute anemia, iron deficiency. And they say she overdosed on like multiple over-the-counter drugs, intoxicated. And this was according to the LA county coroner. Months later, her husband died. I think his name was Simon Monjack or Monjack. I think it's Monjack. He died to similar causes. He had acute pneumonia and a severe anemia. Now, if you don't know what iron deficiency is, it's basically when your blood, I think your red blood cell, you're not holding enough red blood cells in your body. And it's very common in women because we have a cycle each month. So we let out a lot of blood, which causes iron deficiency. And symptoms of iron deficiency can be like you have a craving of like non-edible materials like concrete, sand, gritty stuff, or even, I believe ice is edible because it's just frozen water. But if you have a strong craving of ice. Now, I had anemia. And I developed it a couple of years ago. I just noticed that I was having a strong craving of ice, and I had to go to Starbucks and order a large cup of ice, and I would eat the whole thing, and I would not feel cold. I would not have my teeth wouldn't feel cold or nothing. I was eating it like candy. And then I started to feel faint and sweating profusively, and I would throw up and TMI and the other thing at the same time, and it was a mess. And I call those spells. I would have those spells. I haven't had it recently, but that's because I went to the doctor to see what was going on. I got a test to see if I was anemic, and they said I was. And so they took me, what is it called? They transferred me, or referred, that's the name. They referred me to a hematologist, I think that's what it's called. And I got prescribed some iron pills, and it worked, but then I finished taking them, and then it came back. But since then, I guess because I wasn't eating enough like food that had a lot of iron in it. But lately, I haven't had any cravings of ice. I guess because I'm eating more vegetables now. I don't know, but it's common in women to have anemia. But it's just weird that both of them died of the same or similar causes. And why I say it's weird, so allegedly, when Brittany had passed away, because they said that she was found unconscious in the shower, and I will explain that part a little later. But like after Brittany had passed away, it was allegedly said that Brittany's mom was sleeping beside the husband in the bed that was once shared by Brittany and him. Brittany's dad believed that her death was foul play, but he later died last year, 2019, at the age of 92. So I'm assuming because I've seen a picture of the mom, so that means it was a huge age gap when they were together, because he was 92 and she would have been 43, I believe, if she was still here. Man, so it was, and I think the mom was much younger than the dad. So this is according to her father, and I got some of this information off of CNN.com. Her father said, "What stood out to me was that here's a young woman of 32 years old. How could she develop such an advanced state of pneumonia and such an incredible state of iron deficiency? Where in the world was her mother and her husband?" Now, this is before her husband died of the same causes. That's why he included the husband. Like, he was basically going on and saying, why didn't she seek medical treatment? Stuff like that. Why they let it linger on this long? So he was skeptical about her death the whole time. So let me give you a little rundown of what pneumonia is. Pneumonia is an infection of the air sac in one or both lungs. When the air sac has become infected, they can be filled with pus or fluid, which causes coughing, fever, difficulty breathing, and chills. So in order to be diagnosed with pneumonia, you have to either get a lab test or imaging. I guess like an x-ray. Now, my reason for talking about her is I believe, and just like her father believes, that she was poisoned. So her dad hired a private coroner because he didn't believe the LA County coroner's results. So he hired a private coroner to examine Brittany and found 10 potentially toxic heavy metals from a strand of hair, a hair sample. He thinks, like I said, he thinks she was poisoned. The LA coroner allegedly dismissed and said it was due to the reason of the heavy metal was due to her coloring her hair. Now, there are millions and millions of women that color their hair. If that was the case, most women would be dropping like flies. That cannot be true, because most celebrity women dye their hair. Most of the celebrity women are not coming out with their natural born hair color. They're usually dyeing their hair often. So I, and as well as the dad, know that was a bunch of bull crap. So also it was stated that allegedly toxic mold in the mansion, but it was later said that it was no evidence of the effects of mold present in the mansion. Now, this is where it gets fishy. Well, it already got fishy when the mom was allegedly sharing the same bed that the husband with Brittany's husband. Now, I'm not saying that anything was going on between the two, but what was the reason for you to be sleeping beside him? I mean, were you comforting him because he was in mourning? I don't know. It didn't state anything. I didn't go in further research about it, but it was just weird. The mother dismissed that it was toxic mold, but then she later changed her mind and said, I think it was, which is fishy to me, because you was so determined and you was so quick to, tell the dad off like that's a load of crap, da 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 da. But then you switch your story up once, I guess when she feel like she was going to get found out about something, or something was going to come out of the air. That's when she switched it and said, I think it was mold in the what's the name? But if that's the case, why are you still here? I mean, not saying it in a rude way, but if it was really toxic mold, or if they were really medically sick, how come you're healthy and those two individuals died of the same disease? Of the same illness at such a young age. Now, this is why I think that they were poisoned. Once I read that there were 10 counts of heavy metal in a strand of Brittany Murphy's hair sample, I looked up and found chemical pneumonia. So she had pneumonia. So this is why I think that this is what she actually had. Now, this is allegedly. From my opinion, this is what I think she had. Nothing is stated, it didn't state in the news or in, none of the news stories or articles saying that she died from chemical pneumonia. They just said pneumonia. So, chemical pneumonia is an unusual type of lung irritation. It's an inflammation of lung tissue from poison or toxins. For example, liquids, gases, small particles such as dust or fumes called particulate matter. However, some toxic materials affect other organs in addition to the lungs and can result to organ damage or death. Now, examples of chemical pneumonia is unconsciousness, which Brittany was found unconscious. Cyanosis, which is blue discoloration of the lips, tongue, or skin. Difficulty breathing, sudden change of voice, mouth or throat swelling, chest pain, shortness of breath, cough, spit up blood, and altered thinking. So, if you notice throughout the years how different Brittany looks now, it was said that people thought she was on drugs because she lost a great amount of weight in the early 2000s. I know that, most people when they're young, like in their 20s and teens, that they kind of look chubby in the face, and because they still got that baby weight on them, and then as they get older, they thin out. But this was a little too thin. She started to look very frail, very pale, very skinny, and she just looked very sickly. She did not look her age. She did not look like Brittany Murphy. She looked like she was on some serious drugs. So I could understand why people thought that. She did not look healthy at all. Now, why do I say she's poisoned, and who do I think she poisoned her? Of course, I think her mother did. And this is my opinion. I'm not blaming. I think, in my opinion, her mother poisoned Brittany Murphy and her husband, Simon Mojak. Why? Because it's very ironic that both of them died of the same illness at such a young age. And she was okay. She was okay. She switched up her story. She switches up her story. And I feel like she did once she thought people was going to find something. So she switches up her story and said, yeah, it was mold. No, it wasn't. Because if it was, why weren't you sick? You were there sleeping in the same bed. You was this close to the husband because you was sleeping next to him. If it was mold, you would have gotten the same problems, but you didn't. And then I said, I think Brittany and the husband was poisoned with some type of chemical, because I think they both had pneumonia, but not pneumonia, medical pneumonia, but I believe it was chemical pneumonia. I believe that. And then listen, Brittany was found in the shower. It was heavy metal in her hair. So that means someone put something in her shampoo, in my opinion. Either her shampoo or her shower gel. I don't know if she washes hair with shower gel, but somebody put, in my opinion, the mom because she was the only person there at the house, the only other person at the house, and she was perfectly fine. She must have put some type of poison or some type of toxic waste or toxic substance into Brittany's shampoo. Because I know a lot of white people washes their hair pretty often. They wash it like mostly every day or every other day. So, if you're doing that, using that same substance often, that's buildup. And that's very toxic. And that's probably what's causing her to look frail, because when you're poisoned, you don't have no appetite, you're sick, your body's deteriorating. So, and it said that organ failure, unconsciousness, come on now, that describes Brittany. I believe her mother poisoned her shampoo or conditioner or both. Over time, she did not, of course she ain't gonna notice, because I'm sure like the smell of, her shampoo overpowered, the toxins. But she poisoned I believe she poisoned her shampoo and her conditioner. And that's probably why she was found unconscious in that shower. Because I know most Caucasian women wash their hair every day. Now, with Simon, it may have been the same thing, or maybe she had poisoned him in a different way. Maybe she put something in food or his toothpaste injected with something. But she, I believe, injected them with, not injected them, but poured some type of poisonous substance in some of their products that they use around the house, because it's ironic that they're both dead of the same disease. I mean, the same issue. And she was perfectly fine, and she was with them the whole time. So that I believe that's why they passed, because it just, when I read that chemical pneumonia, I'm like, bingo, bingo. Hair, I mean, now, so I don't think it was in his shampoo, because they didn't find it in his hair. But then again, I never researched or read that they examined his hair samples. But she did something to them. I don't know why. I don't know what for. I don't know if Brittany and the mom had some tension before she passed. Maybe they had gotten into arguments. Maybe she was scared that she was going to cut her off or what. I don't know, because mind you, Brittany's mom quit her job and left everything behind for Brittany's career. So maybe they were going through a dry spell, and maybe she was afraid that they were going to cut her off. Who knows? And she probably was afraid that she would be destitute, or, not gonna be able to support herself. So what did she do? She kills them, in my opinion, and probably collected the insurance money or whatever. I'm just saying, this is my opinion. Drop in the comments below what you think and all of that good stuff. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying that this is true. This is just my opinion. I will be back with another video. Keep liking, subscribing, viewing, all that good stuff. Share with a friend, friends, all of that. And I'll be back with another video. Peace.